Hey everybody, how are you? I can't find my mic anywhere, and I just did a video on TikTok to Lil Nas X because I worked out. I did my kickboxing with Jesus, and that'll be coming out soon, by the way. And it's not easy, you guys, for real, but it's really worth it. Then while I was doing the kickboxing for Jesus, I was making cupcakes because I was earning my cupcakes when I was kickboxing. Anyways, no, I just really wanted these cupcakes for a good minute, and I was just like, well, let me kickbox real quick, and then I could feel better about eating these cupcakes. So, anyways, so I sat down, I'm eating my cupcakes, and I get on the YouTube because I don't have cable, and boom, it says, Lil Nas X apologizes. I was like, okay. So, he said that he had decided that he was in this Christian error, and didn't take him seriously. I really gave him no energy because I was like, sir, you still have a wig on. You still got a lace front on right now. You're playing, right? And then he was wearing like a dress in one video and a skirt in another. And I was like, I'm not entertaining this, because what happens is what he's doing is he's wanting us to get mad. We get mad. He gets views. And he still makes money. So I was like, not paying him no attention. Now, in my mind, I keep telling people like, this right here, this year and here on out, you know how people used to get away with messing with God, playing with his name, pretending to know him, being a wolf in sheep clothing. That ain't happening no more. I feel, and I'm just telling you, it's not even feel. What you're seeing is the year of exposure. And people have been being warned for years. And so because they have been being warned for years, they never thought that this day would come. But right now, this is the separation between the wheat and the tare. It just is. You feel me? Like, he's not playing with nobody. So anyways, I listened to the apology a little bit, and there's a part in there that kind of broke my heart. It broke my heart because he thought this was a joke. You feel me? Like, he got beside himself. Pride set in. He thought this was a joke. And so because he was on the devil's team, he was one of Satan's kids. And when he did that with Satan, he got rewarded. He thought he could pull the same stunt and play with Jesus' name, play with God, and there would be no consequences for the actions. He thought, like, it can't. So in his thing, he said that he was apologizing not for us, but because it's been messing with his mental. Well, love, you had to be slightly mental for you to play with Jesus. You get what I'm saying? Like, you had to be somewhat mental, my love, for you to play with Jesus. So I want to read Romans 1. I'm going to start verse 18. And then I'm going to read to you, because this is just somebody saying, like, it's kind of sad. I don't know if he was being real or not, blah, blah, blah. But he's demonized at this point. And I'm just saying, so like when the man with the legion of demons saw Jesus from afar, the man who was still in there ran to Jesus and fell on his knees and was like, help me. The legion said, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Are you going to send us before our time? So mind you, the man in there was like, I need help. And the demons that had now taken over this vessel spoke up and was like, hey, I mean, if you're going to cast us out, can you at least cast us out into the pigs then? Because what are you doing here? Listen to this. So he's saying his mental is messed up right now. He starts off the apology cussing. And then he's like trying to rationalize and explain stuff. And if we have to be like really logical and start looking at people and be like, why are we having 3 conversations with one person? Because you got 3 entities speaking to you. And sometimes the real person comes up there every now and then, and you feel like, oh, okay. But them other demons that know that they may get cast out have to keep on playing. You know what I'm saying? And then they all got something to say. Poor thing. I'm going to play his video, but I'm going to read this first, and then I'm going to read about the Legion probably after I let you listen to his apology. But I wanted to read Romans 1 because when God allows you to be turned over to a reprobate mind, the first thing to go is your mental. That's why homeless people are homeless. They have lost their mind. They kept on. God probably warned them and warned them and warned them and warned them, and they kept on being prideful. And because a lot of homeless people used to be rich, right? But they got on drugs. I can do this. I can handle this. I can do that. Okay. There you go. And the first thing, man, it's so sad. Like, it's so sad. Like, it really is. Oh my God, it's so disheartening. Okay, so Romans 1:18 says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and to fourfooted beasts, and to creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the Creator more than who worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections. For even their woman did change the natural use into which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met." Do you understand what that meant? So, women sleeping with women, men sleeping with men. Okay. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity. I gotta look up the whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, deceitful, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to their parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them as well. And so when you are given up to a reprobate mind, you guys, you begin to exude those characteristics. So when I say that, you're dealing, because after a while, it's what reprobate mind. Now you're open vessel for demonic entities to utilize, to act out their personalities through you. I'm gonna play the video, but I wanted to look up reprobate, and the definition of reprobate says an unprincipled person, often used humorously or affectionately. So unprincipled, unprincipled. I don't know what that means. Why it says it's a person. Damnation is one of the words that's on here. Depraved, unprincipled, and wicked person. All right. Let me play this video, and I'm going to have the verse with the guy with the legion of demons, and I'm going to read that to you so that we have a clear understanding that this man needs prayer. And everybody that thinks that them exuding those characteristics or being in that lifestyle is normal, that they are still have a relationship with the true and living God, that what they're doing is now wicked, and it's just, I mean, this is so crazy because I didn't expect for God to shut him down that quick. Like, I don't know what's been going on with his mental, but I know that for him to go and apologize, he was like, it had to hit real good, because he got too many young followers too. And it's just, enough is enough with these people. We got to stop supporting this mess.
Everybody. I wanted to not necessarily apologize, but I want to explain like where my head at and where it's been for like the last week. So first of all, when I did the artwork, I knew like there would be some upset people or whatnot, simply because religion is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people. But I also didn't mean to like mock. This wasn't like a fuck you to you people, fuck you to the Christians. Like, it was not that. It was literally me saying, oh, I'm back like Jesus. Like, that was like the whole thing. I'm not the first person to dress up as Jesus. I'm not the first rapper. I'm not the first artist, and I won't be the last. And I know, like, given my history with, the Call Me By Your Name video, anything that I do related to religion can be seen as like mockery. That just was not the case with this. And I will say though, with the communion video, with me eating the crackers and juice, I thought that video was gonna be the video to lighten the mood, to take it down like less serious or whatnot. I thought that was something that we all wanted to do as kids or whatnot, but I didn't understand the idea of the reality of what it is. It's me eating the communion, which is like the symbolism of like Jesus's blood and bones or something like that. I don't remember completely, but I did not mean it to as like a cannibalism thing or whatever the freak. But I do apologize for that. I will say I am sorry for that. That was overboard. Though I don't agree with all of Christianity's rules or whatnot. I know not everybody follows Christianity by the book 100%, or the world would be a lot crazier. But I do apologize for that. What was I going to say? This is not like to try to get everybody on my good side or whatnot. This is more so to clear my own head about my own decisions. I know, like, I messed up like really bad this time. Um, and I can act unbothered all I want, but it's definitely like taking a mental toll on me. What else do I want to say? I know this is not going to be like an immediate, like swift, everybody like moves forward or whatnot, but I do want my Christian fans to know that I am not against you. I was put on this earth to, you know, bring people closer together and promote love, and like that's who I am. I'm not like some evil demon guy trying to destroy everybody's values and stuff like that. That's not me. Uh, what else was I going to say? Yeah, and also with the video, there's no disrespect there. I thought me clearly not being on the side of the devil in that video was I don't know, was like there was an understanding there that I'm not like trying to diss Christianity. Um, what was I going to say? What else? This is not like something I wrote down or whatnot. This is something off the top of my head. I'm trying to get out. Lastly, again, I hope sooner or later we can move forward, and I'm excited for the rest of this era and things I have planned. And hey, baby, um, yeah, I mean that's all I have to say for right now. I'm sending you guys love, sending my fans love. I'm sending the people who I hurt love. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's stuff. I just be tripping like. But I'm gonna say this. And people not gonna like this, but he apologized more than some of the pastors we have in the church. He apologized. He actually listed the things that he did wrong or that he perceived that he did wrong, and he apologized for them. People in the church, when they get caught up with stuff, they don't even do that. Just saying. So let's talk about the Legion of Demons. So let's see. We're going to read out of Mark 5. And it says, and they came over unto others, and they came over unto the other side of the sea, into the country of the Gadarenes. And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. I like how they said a unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains. Oh, I was like, why does this seem harder to read? Because I'm like in the King James Version, sorry. I was like, what is a fetter? What's a fetter? Fetters and chains. Okay. And the chains had been plucked up asunder by him, and the fetters broken into pieces. Neither could any man tame him. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains, in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. But when he saw Jesus afar off, he ran and worshipped him. Ain't that crazy? And cried with a loud voice and said, What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God that thou torture me not. These were the demons talking at this point. The man is the one who ran up to him and then cried, but the demons are the ones that spoke out, because it's like, what are you doing here, Jesus? Oh my God, we've been living here unbothered, scaring everybody. For he said unto him, Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, What is thy name? And he answered, saying, My name is Legion, for we are many. And he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. Now there was there nigh unto mountains a great herd of swine feeding. And all the devils besought him, saying, Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them. And forthwith Jesus gave them leave, and the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea. There were about 2,000 swine. So out of this one man, because he said a unclean spirit, but apparently there was over 2,000 spirits in this one person. And fled in swine, and they came to the city, and they fled into the sign and told it in the city and the country, and they went out to all right. And they that fed the swine fled and told it in the city and in the country, and they went out to see what it was that was done. And they come to Jesus, and so the people in the city came to Jesus and seen him that was possessed with the devil and had the legion. So here's the interesting part, and I'm gonna have to do a little bit more study on this, but it says, and they come to Jesus and see him that was possessed with the devil and had the legion, sitting and clothed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. So mind you, everybody was okay when he was crazy. Everybody was okay when he had all these demons. Catch this part right here. Because I'm going to tell you this. If Lil Nas X ever gets saved, people are going to be like these people right here. If he ever gets saved and delivered, people are going to be looking like this. Because when Kanye first got saved and delivered, people were doing exactly this. Like, no, but nobody was there to disciple him. All they saw was his gifts, and they capitalized off of his gift. But he needed to go away and be with God and get fully delivered and fully filled with the Spirit. Not other spirits, but the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. But that did not happen for Kanye. And I'm praying to the Lord up above that if Lil Nas X really does find Jesus, that somebody is there to disciple that young man the appropriate way. Because you have these people that are used to you being bound in chains and looking foolish and utilizing your gifts for their own selfish gain. That's the music industry. That's any industry. They are wrong. And that little man has lost his mind. They allowed him to play with the devil and to mock God. And now he will be suffering and reaping the consequences of those actions. Not the people around him, but him. And they that saw him, and they that saw it told them how it befell to him that was possessed with the devil, and also concerning the swine. And they began to pray him to depart the coast. They wanted Jesus to leave. See, the swine made them money. And that guy being crazy allowed them to project and to put all evil things onto this person. This word curses, the spells, it's all of that. Because I bet you, I don't know what the religion was over here with them, but this guy is so crazy. Like, I want to go deeper into this, but I just want to touch on Lil Nas X and Romans 1, because see, I had did a video on TikTok about Romans 1 to believers, because some of y'all people in the church got some of them reprobate traits. You're slanderers, you're liars, you're deceitful, you're spread, you're haughty, you're boastful, you're rude, you're evil. You say God told you to do something when God did not tell you to oppress that person. It's your pride. You cannot be a believer and be prideful. Cannot. It won't work. Because the Bible says that the children of pride are Satan's kids. Because it was pride that got into Satan's heart, to Lucifer's heart, and made him think he could be like the Most High. Lil Nas X, I promise you probably never see this video, but I'm gonna really be praying for you. I swear I am. I'm gonna be praying for you. I pray for your soul. I pray that the consequences of your actions ain't that bad. Because you see, Cat Williams came out here and the whole industry been behaving. Everybody being quiet. It's actually the church that's acting up right now. We got pastors out here playing Megan Thee Stallion and swag surfing and getting exposed for not really doing the call and the will of God. They are really nonprofits, not just nonprofit organization. They are not being proper prophets. If God stewards you to be a church, he allowed you to steward people, why are you sending these folks to hell? But the Bible says that there's going to be a great falling away. It says it, but it is hard to watch. It's hard to watch because I know people think that they really know Jesus. I know y'all do. I know you do in your heart. I do. I know Jesus. Do you? Because Lil Nas X, real reason why he really apologizing too, that video that hit, it did not go viral because he has that many believers as followers. And there ain't no way on God's green earth that any believer should be listening to that. But we are. So much so that he felt the hit when y'all slick boycotted him. Kudos to not doing what you've done before. But oh my goodness, it hit him like, oh, I do got Christian supporters. The boy made a 666 shoe. What, was that not enough for you? He slid down the pole to hell and twerked. I don't understand. What? Why does it? Okay. Well, anyways, I hope my little video gets to him because it'd be far easier to save somebody like him than some of y'all in the pews. And that's just real. It'd be far easier to save somebody like him and the people that be going to church on Sundays and Wednesdays, and doing all the giveaways and all that stuff, it would be far easier to save somebody, because we don't see anything wrong with a lot of things. We can't stand on nothing. And then when you meet somebody that does stand on something, like really stand on it, like, you don't support that person. You don't even want to be around that person. And that's the sad part. Like, that's sad to me. I mean, like, I don't know. I watched a little video, but what he's going through mentally is just the tip of the iceberg, to be honest. People think it's all fun and games, especially because, like, I'm sure, I really am going to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure that Lil Nas X got a calling. He does. I'm pretty sure that somewhere along the line, somebody has spoken a type of ministry into that young man. And I'm pretty sure that there is some trauma that has transpired that Satan took a foothold to, and now has him over there. And he has yielded his gift to the enemy, and the enemy elevated him because, gave him all the riches, right? The money, the power. And now the enemy is going to let him, because see, the enemy only has the amount of power that is allotted to him from God. He still reports to, works for, is ran by God. Y'all remember there's a movie that can kind of give you a good depiction of what it looks like in the courts of heaven. And then I got to get off of here. I think it was that movie Perseus. And you remember the brother Hades was down there, and he would come up to is it Zeus maybe? Right? I got to look at Perseus again, but I'm just going to give you, if I'm not saying this is, I'm going to give you a depiction of what it kind of looks like. So imagine God sitting on a throne, and the sons of God, which are the angels, come to him, the messengers, and they're sitting in the courts of heaven to get their assignments or to report back to God what is going on here on earth. And Satan, remember there's that scene, I wish I could find it. I swear it's in Perseus, where Hades comes in, he's all like, crawling and whatever. And mind you, like, people have becoming lawless, and they have becoming, lovers of themselves and more evils, and they were not worshiping the gods. I'm just going to say the gods, not because, but it really, let's put it in, like, they were not worshiping the true and living God anymore. See, because sometimes you gotta, like, look at these movies for what they are. They're giving you a depiction of something. So let's take out all of the Greek gods, and let's just look at this thing. So he come in, with all his blackness and stuff like that, right? And they like, what are you doing in here? And he was like, well, since all of the people are doing my bidding, he had more power. So every time people would sin and all of that stuff, it gave the Hades more strength to rule. Stop being Satan's kids. Stop being Satan's kids, please. Everybody, please just stop being Satan's kids. That's the only thing I ask you. That's all I'm asking you right now. Please just stop being Satan's kids. Stop falling for the tricks of the enemy. He uses the same stuff every time. I just want everybody to stop being Satan's kids. It cannot be that fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's sad. And that boy, he slid down the pole to hell. He made a video sliding down the pole. And then he want to come out talking about his Christian era. If you got saved, get saved, go away. Like Paul did. Go away. And go into your wilderness and get trained. and then come back, disappear and go have some time with God. You have enough money to disappear, just go. Shut it down. Get rid of the people around you because they didn't care about you no ways. They didn't care about your soul. If you're friends with somebody and they don't care about your soul, that ain't your friend. That isn't your friend. Period. Let's measure friendship on that. Do you care about my soul, bruh? Do you care about my soul? Oh, I'm sorry, but like, you have all that money, all that fame, all that power, and you still miserable? You so miserable you want to play with God now? Like you think you got like, oh my God. How do we not how do we allow Satan to do us like that and use us like that? To shake our fist at the creator like we are something, like we are really something. I'm about to go pray. I'm gonna just lay here, go pray, and then I'm gonna watch what am I about to watch, you guys? This, what is this sunken place? It's not that. Get Out. I'm about to watch Get Out because like that even is a good depiction of what happens when you continue to play with sin. You guys, I know from personal experience. I know from like getting delivered and going back. I'm telling you, I know, and it is hard to come up out of that thing, but you got to come out. You got to come out. You got to come out. You got to get out of the sunken place. You got to get out of the sunken place. I'm serious. I'm for real. Poor dude. Like, man, like, could you imagine having nobody around you that care about your soul? They don't care about your soul. The Bible says this. It says, do not fear that person that can kill the body, but fear the one that can kill the body and the soul. All right, I gotta go. Let me go watch Get Out. I need a Sprite though. Like I need like something with flavor. We don't got nothing with flavor in here. And I'm starting to feel some type of way. We got no flavor in here. And I feel like I'm only craving like something with flavor because like it snowed outside and I know I can't go nowhere. Who does that? Good night, y'all. I'm sorry. Good night.